All right, so we'll go ahead and get started and call this meeting to order at 5:00. Well, that one says 5:01. Okay, on March 2nd, and we'll do a roll call.
Let the record show all commissioners are present.
Thank you. And for those who'd like, please join us in a Pledge of Allegiance. Are there special presentations or proclamations?
Yes, are some special presentations tonight, the introductions of commissioners and city staff.
Thank you. So we'll go ahead and do that.
Hello, I'm Jess Roberts, and I'm the Arts Supervisor for the City of Encinitas.
Happy Monday. Good to see everybody. Dave Knopp, Director of Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts. Excited about the new season for Commission of the Arts.
Great. And are we going to do the signing in, or did that already happen? Good to go. All right. So I also just wanted to welcome our new commissioners. It is super cool to have you. And anytime there's a shift in a group, it's a whole new season, really. And so I think I'm really looking forward to finding out what everyone's strengths are together in this group and moving forward. I just wanted to say that you've joined a very effective, robust commission, and that's not accidental. So together, all of us who are here have been recognizing each other's strengths and working to be strategic about our recommendations to council and about building relationships with staff, with artists, with the city, with the public. And yeah, both Commissioner Scote and Commissioner Goodman, you guys recognize the depth of the work of the creative community here in Encinitas, and you also bring a depth of like a vast connection to that community. And so I thank you in advance because I think the commission's reach just grew exponentially, and I'm excited about that. And yeah, if at any point during these meetings or between the meetings you have questions, please just pipe in. I'll do my best during the first few to try to remember to explain things. And it's often helpful, even for those who are attending or watching from home too. So don't hesitate. So we'll move on to action item 8A. Actually, there's changes to the agenda.
First, we do oral communications, number 5, but there are no speakers for oral communications tonight.
Thank you. And then moving on to number 6, changes to the agenda.
Yes, there is a change to the agenda. Chair Fox would like to move 8C1 after 8C3-5.
Thank you. And then we'll move on to approval of the minutes. Even for the new commissioners who weren't here, if you did have a chance to review those minutes, you are able to vote on it. Was everyone able to read through? And is there a motion to approve?
I motion to approve.
Great.
Oh, you have to talk in your microphone. You have to turn it. Oh, you have to turn the little green button on. Just once. It's.
I second it.
Very good. You have been initiated. All right, so then we go ahead and vote.
Let the record show that the motion passes with all commissioners voting yes.
Thank you. And now we will move forward to action items 8A and the election of chair and vice chair positions. So each year, commissioners may nominate any commissioner or themselves. And as chairperson and vice chair, The chair presides over the monthly meetings, is available for an hour before each meeting to review an agenda item with staff, and represents the commission at various city functions or other duties. And the vice chair provides backup for the chair when applicable and is part of the leadership team. So I and Vice Chair Jennifer Marakovitz have completed our last year's term, and this completes both of our second years in these roles. So I think we'll start with a nomination for chair for the 26-27 term, and then we'll vote on that, and then we'll move on to the nomination for vice chair. So are there...
I'd like to nominate Chair Fox to continue as chair.
I'd like to second.
I'm happy to fulfill that. Are there any other nominations? No. Okay, so we will call a vote.
Can you repeat the motion? The first motion was Commissioner Romer, correct? Okay.
It's not coming up yet.
Let the record show that the motion passes with all commissioners voting yes. Congratulations, Chair Fox. You are now the new the chair again for the Arts Commission.
Thank you to all of you for trusting me in leading this. And just a reminder that we're all peers here. We all have equal weight and chances for participation. So I'm super looking forward to this year. And now we'll move on to nominate a vice chair. Are there any nominations?
A motion to nominate Carla this year. I know Jen has a hard time getting here an hour before the meetings, so I know Carla's been working a lot with Katie. Anybody second that?
I'll second that.
Are there any other nominations? Okay, then we'll move ahead with a vote.
Let the record show that the motion passes with all commissioners voting yes. Congratulations, Commissioner Romer. You are now the new vice chair of the Arts Commission.
Thank you. Do you always switch out to seat?
Oh, okay, we'll make it official.
To change your tags.
See, you wanted to get moved to a different place.
True.
You just did it, just like that.
We were neighbors so briefly.
All right. So again, welcome and thank you, and we will move on. I'm sorry, I'm a little jittery tonight. I rode my bike. I had an espresso that I don't usually have at this time, and I forgot my water. So not making excuses, just letting everyone know.
Excuse me, Chair. Trying to sign in here. It's not taking it. Is it because I'm not signed? Oh. Oh, yeah, sign me out of there. So, okay.
Does that work?
You're signed out here.
Okay, it's good.
Okay. All right, so we will move on to action item 8B, which is a team building discussion. And I'm super enthused that Dave Knopp has proposed this, and I will give him the floor.
Well, that's cool. Katie and I had an opportunity to talk about how what steps could we take? How could we start the year off, or at least the first quarter, kind of kickstarted, and at the same time bring arts into the path and bring you to Pacific View without it being, hey, come and do a tour. Actually, come use the facility. And so we were talking, and obviously it's up to all of you to decide what you want to do. But we thought about doing a team building exercise in art class, some kind of 1 to 2 hours together on a Saturday or Sunday. Actually, it could be during the week if you wanted to, but looked at the weekend and come together. We'll get an arts project working with the team, with staff to do that. But we can, do snacks, have conversations. As you learned last Thursday, you can't have commission for the arts conversations, but you can get to know each other. And that's allowed. We're allowed to get together and do that. It's not a formal meeting. It's not a Brown Act action. Here's the fun part, Katie. I played with the calendar to see what was possible, at least on my side. So it's Sunday, March 19th. Like I said, we don't have to decide today, but Sunday, April 19th, a lot of Sundays. Sunday, May 3rd, Sunday, May 17th. Sorry, my handwriting is so bad. Saturday, May 30th. Again, that's my first Saturday. You also don't have to do it with me there, but that's where my weekend schedule is attacked.
Yeah, I think that sounds great. Is there a consensus here that also just even nods of heads, that sounds like something that we'd all like to participate in? Yeah?
Was it, I'm sorry, did you say all Sundays? Were they Sundays?
I had one Saturday. I had Saturday, May 30th, I could pull off.
Wouldn't that be Memorial Day weekend, 3-day weekend?
No, this is the weird year where Memorial Day is the earliest it can be.
Okay.
And so Sunday is the last day of the month. There is no Monday after that
Okay.
in May.
Good. Okay.
In some ways, I suggest doing it as early as possible, just so that we can get to know each other and kind of set that moving forward. The earliest I could make it would be Sunday, April 19th. I don't know how that feels for everyone. Can't make it. Okay. What about the next was the May 17th?
April 19th?
Oh, April 19th. April 19th, Carla cannot make it.
I also can't make May 3rd. I can make May 30th or March 19th.
I can't make March 19th. Is there a did you say a May 17th?
May 3rd, May 17th.
What about May 17th for everyone? Yes, amazing. Yes, Jennifer? Vicky?
It depends on what time of day.
Pretty open to what works for you guys.
4:30 a.m.
Afternoon I would put out for afternoon, if possible.
Is that like one? Is that one? Say one. It was afternoon, 1 o'clock. Some people are 3.
Yeah,
There's
I mean, anytime after 12 or something.
Should we say 1 to 3?
Okay.
Does that work? Okay.
I mean, earlier is better for me. I don't know if anybody else has a preference, but I don't know.
Can you make the afternoon
I mean, if everybody else prefers the afternoon, that's great, but I'd like to find out in the group what's better for everybody else, because
I can toggle my schedule, so.
They're flex, okay. Then if everyone prefers afternoon, I can make it. Usually I have a friend that cooks on Sunday afternoon, so I'll have to cancel that.
You can invite him or her. Okay, so why don't we put that in the books and go for it? I'm also, part of that discussion, I also had the idea to maybe do a special meeting toward September, October, kind of midpoint of the year before the holidays and everything, because we are dark in July, to do maybe a public workshop that's really a commission workshop with staff, just to check in and see how we're doing and how work is progressing. I know that's really what our meetings are supposed to be, but every month there's so much on the agenda that we rarely get to really do that or practice ways of doing things or checking in that processes are working. So it may not be very exciting to the public, but of course it will be open to the public. Is that something that everyone would be interested in and staff would be available to do? Sure, okay.
Yep.
All right, we are getting stronger by the moment. Why don't we check in next meeting about those dates or as it gets a little closer to October or September?
Is that something that would be sent out via email, or is that a Brown Act violation?
I think we would probably decide it in a meeting like this, or staff is able to email us with those sorts of things and coordinate it, but it's probably easier just to do it during a meeting. I don't know.
If I could, it's kind of funny. I mean, it's a good example of Brown Act and where you wouldn't think it was, and it becomes. The public has the right to be part of this deciding on that date. So a lot of that communication needs to be here. But if you were sending these, like in our next meeting, we can throw out ideas and multiple dates. And then you could send to me that, hey, this date works for me and it doesn't work for you. And as long as I don't communicate back and forth and do the spoke thing, I just collect them and then bring it here, then it would be okay.
Thank you. Likewise, I send out an email prior to every meeting with the link to our agenda and a few items to call attention to. Everything that I put in those emails is publicly available information that's either been previously discussed at a public meeting or can be found by the public. So you'll never find me making suggestions on those emails in that way. Mm-hmm.
So something I've learned in my time as director too is the magic of BCC. So if you get an email from me in regarding the commission and commission information, things that you need, maybe you've asked a question here you wanted to follow up to what that answer is, I will always send that to everybody, and I will do it by BCC, and it'll say it on there. And what that means is you're not all getting connected. So you're all getting the email, but you're not getting them connected. So if you reply, the reply only comes to me. I've seen the mistake. I've made the mistake where I CC everybody and everybody gets it, and then somebody hits reply. Well, that reply is going to all 7, which creates the question about Brown Act. So if you get something from me, look for that. It should say BCC on it, just in the careful communication line. We'll be good.
Thank you. And I do the same, and that I also double check it just by putting that big, please do not reply all. Okay, awesome. So we will move on to action item 8C 2.1, the EFA donation accepted by council. Congratulations, EFA and Deanne. So on February 18th, City Council accepted our Commission for the Arts recommendation and unanimously voted to accept the EFA's generous donation of Deanne Sabak's sculpture, Luminous Wave. Councilmember O'Hara said that her piece, quote, creates something unique to this location and that it, quote, fits the space as much as the space fits it, which I think everyone agrees with. So the discussion was super positive and enthusiastic, as it's tending to be now. And just some background for our new commissioners, this sculpture is part of the city's sculpture loan program. It came on that location for that. So thank you to Commissioner Campbell for attending the meeting. She spoke that night about our recommendation to both accept it and also the importance of building another sculpture pad to have the program be continued, and specifically to have another sculpture pad be built in Cardiff. And a big thank you to Dave as well, because I know you met with council members and also worked with them to assure them that there are indeed viable locations in Cardiff for that. And council received it full-heartedly. So it was a big win. Dave, do you have any updates about next steps in deciding on a location or anything to add?
No, thank you. I appreciate the process, how it went. It was nice to see City Council excited for it. And like you said, not just excited about the piece they were receiving, and thank you very much for that, but also it must continue as part of the Sculpture and Loan Program, another location. The mayor called out the fact that the loan program existing will go until May of 2027, but which will give us time to not only find a location, which we'll do as part of the communication here, but also fund it, which gets me into the budget year after July 1st.
Okay, that's awesome. And then we will move on to action item 8C 2.2, the environmental award call for artist proposal. And Commissioner Fader, do you want to share that exciting process?
Sure, yeah. It's possible to pull up the slides?
Jamie, do you have that?
I don't run it, you run it over there. I can show you where to find it.
Oh, no, we're up. I think we're up.
You got it.
So Commissioner Fader, just tell me, point at me and say, keep going.
Okay, sounds good. So this idea for an environmental award created by a local artist was suggested by a former environmental commissioner, James Wong, and I thought it was a great idea. So I met with a couple of members from the Environmental Commission to kind of discuss the process and their openness to having a local artist create the award versus just having a local, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the word, statue, award, trophy, thank you. Trophy shop create something, less unique. So they were very open to it. That was a great idea. So this is just to clarify the purpose and the timeline. Go ahead and go to the next slide. So the purpose of this basically is to revive a former collaboration between the Environmental Commission and the Arts Commission. Councilmember Joy had said that for a few years this was a collaboration that existed, so we're just looking to revive that. The benefit is that it really supports local artists and highlights them and brings their work into the space of an environmental audience, which is great, sort of a crossover. And then the awardees will get a unique eco-friendly handmade award that they can treasure. And it strengthens the connection between creativity, locally sourced materials, and environmental stewardship. Because when an artist creates an award, it doesn't have to be shipped from anywhere else. It's created right here. Next slide, please. So these are just the details for the award. The Environmental Commission let me know that the budget is between $900 to $1,000 or maybe $1,200 each year. Depends on the year. There are usually 3 to 4 awards that need to be created annually. The artwork itself should be flat and made of ceramic or glass and be no more than 12 inches wide, just for the sake of uniformity and ease of handling. We decided that artwork should be nature themed, since it's an environmental award. It'll include the year and the name of the award, and then, excuse me, we decided that maybe a certificate that has more details about the award, like the awardee's name, etc., could be included on a paper certificate so that the award itself could be simple. And we suggest doing a call for artists in the spring with an announcement of the one selected artist in the fall, with the award to actually be delivered for the award ceremony in April. So this is just the suggested process. We would need to create an open call for artists. We suggested 16 plus, just to pull in maybe some students that are taking classes at Pacific View or taking classes at their high school, to gather interest and proposals, and those submissions, process would be open from March to June each year. And, from there, the Art Commission basically would form an ad hoc to review those submissions and score them using a rubric. We would do something similar to, the sculpture loan program, to just make sure that it meets the requirements and whatever other guidelines we want to put in place. And then, the Environmental Commission would have a role too. Once we kind of, finalize those proposals, we would share that with them, for final approval, just so that they're aware. I won't read all of this, but if you want to go to the timeline. So this is the suggested timeline, and this would be so that we would have the potential of possibly presenting an Artist Made Award for next year for the Environmental Commission. So we would create the artist call. I was thinking we could use the forum that's already in place for doing other artist calls, but it would just need to be modified slightly. Close that call in June. We would review the submissions in August since we don't have our July meeting. Announce the selected artist in October, and then they would have between October and April to do the creation process. Next slide. So that's it. The only thing that's missing here is kind of the call for artist form, which we'd be happy to help with if the staff wants help with that, or it could just be a staff process. So questions, comments? Yeah, you can say that into the mic.
I think that's a really great idea, and I think that would give us not only good opportunities for, photographs, press release kind of materials, and just, I think, you can't celebrate environmentalism and art enough, and putting those two together is a really great concept and great idea. And I think that timeline's awesome because it gives you plenty of time to get things going. And we do have it feels like right now we have a really rich ceramics community in Encinitas, not only with, the kind of DIY, you go in and take the class and, a Pacific View, as well as like Mud House and places like that, but also the Wheel is still operating in Leucadia. So I think there's a lot of opportunity for that kind of ceramic feel, which it seems like in the slide where you describe it would be very cool. And I believe ceramics is pretty environmentally friendly. I know they got to use a lot of energy and gas to fire them, but
no microplastics.
no microplastics in the ceramic awards.
So I think so. Glass or ceramic, pretty environmentally friendly.
I have a question. What would be the judging criteria? Did I miss that, or did I glaze over it?
We would have to create it, a rubric of some kind, but basically it would just be that it meets the criteria of size, materials, and theme. And so we would just make our recommendations based on that, and whatever we thought, fit this the best.
And I believe that this ad hoc was formed to have that collaborative discussion, come up with an idea, and then, moving forward, potentially the same ad hoc or a different ad hoc could dive into those questions as well.
Yeah.
I have one question for staff. I like that timeline too, as far as the breadth that it gives. Does that work with your timeline, given other programs and all of that? I think it should also jive with what's easiest for you if this is like an additional call.
It doesn't seem like a great big heavy lift because you've done the hard work, and we do have a lot of this in place that we can tweak. So yes, that does feel doable.
Okay, great.
I was just going to say how excited I was for this program, and I think it is going to be such a cool way to showcase what the arts can do for our community. And as in the artist call, I know you might want to consider adding the judging rubric, or at least some sort of a note that not to put any prose or any words into the art to keep it as friendly as possible for all audiences. So I think that might be important to not have any prose, because we were thinking about that in conjunction with the asphalt art.
Oh, and when you say prose, you mean just
Like
words,
words, just so it doesn't,
Yeah.
so the art is devoid of words.
I think the only words we intended for it to have was just the title of the
exactly.
award and the year. To keep it simple. Yeah.
One other question. When you put it out for the artist call, we have a list of criteria up front.
I mean, we would have to work with staff, but yes, we would want to let everyone know what the expectation was.
Yeah, some kind of document.
And Dave, did you have a question or something to add?
Yeah, thank you. Just a question. When you get to the review submissions and the announced selected artist, Is the expectation that they have an example of what it is, or at that point, they're not there yet, but they'll have a drawing or description of it? How does that work?
I was thinking that would actually be part of the call, would be for the artist to submit a proposal or a design, drawing, what have you, of what they intend to create, unless they already have something created that would work.
Awesome, thank you.
So I don't know if we need to vote on this at this point to make a recommendation.
I'm sorry, can I just
Yeah.
ask one clarifying question?
Yes.
The amount that the artist is getting, is that the final amount split between, or is that your budget for the award? If you need 4 awards,
Yeah.
is that the cost of all?
So yes, because the total budget is $1,000, somewhere
Right.
in there.
Thank you.
We would select one artist to receive the $1,000, but that one artist would create 3 to 4 awards. I think we thought they could all be very similar in nature to cut down on costs.
I don't think that, thanks for these questions. It's good to get those kind of hammered out. Moving forward, create an artist call by March. I mean, that's this month. So I would say, yes, we should either create a new ad hoc, because the old language was really for that discussion. And that ad hoc could work directly with staff to help create that call. How does that sound?
Yeah, that
Good.
makes sense.
Okay. Every time we create an ad hoc, just for the new commissioners, we do have to vote on it, and there's a motion to create an ad hoc, and then we say the language and then vote on it. So again, we can have up to 3 members of the commission on that ad hoc, at least 2. I mean, I guess you could do 1, but it's not really an ad hoc, because any of us can work on any item by ourselves and then bring our work back to these monthly meetings.
I would like to be on that ad hoc.
Okay, great. Is there other interest?
I can be on the ad hoc.
Okay. Okay. So I'll go ahead and make a motion to create an ad hoc to further develop the environmental award call for artist proposal program, and that Commissioner Goodman and Commissioner Fader be on that ad hoc. And they will assist staff in any point along the way that's needed. Did you get that? Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay.
Can you repeat who made the second? Was that Pedro?
Commissioner Fader.
Let the record show that the motion passes with all commissioners voting yes.
Thank you very much. Okay, so we'll move on to action item 8C 2.3, discussion of a proposal to commission a mural by the EFA. So tonight we're joined by Brenda Dizon, who is an executive board member to the Encinitas Friends of the Arts. She's also the founder and president of Art Can't Hurt You, the Morgan Mallory Art Foundation, which is delivering Encinitas Arts Alive for 2026. And she also joined she was also the past president of Cardiff 101 Main Street. So clearly a newcomer, right? She's here to share a presentation about a really exciting public art proposal. And we are thankful that you're here.
My first time presenting to the Arts Commission.
How is that possible with that history?
Done a lot of things, but not this. I haven't really discussed with Dave the photos but maybe I can just tell you as we go along or ask you. Anyway, I just sent in a couple of things. Well, good evening, Arts Commissioners. My name is Brenda Dizon, and I serve as treasurer of the Encinitas Friends of the Arts. Thank you for this opportunity to present this mural donation proposal to the city on behalf of EFA. I live in Cardiff, just 3 houses from the McKinnon entrance to Encinitas Community Park. I've walked that park since the day it opened, and I continue to spend many joyful hours at the skate park when my grandson visits from Hawaii, skating his heart out. Over the years, I have witnessed how this park brings people together, families, youth, visitors, and longtime residents, all sharing the space in a way that reflects the strong sense of community that defines Encinitas. Because of this, Encinitas Friends of the Arts felt this would be a meaningful and fitting location to donate a mural that celebrates the culture, creativity, and energy of the skate park and the people who use it. Encinitas Friends of the Arts was approached and encouraged to explore the possibility of donating a mural at this location. Since then, we have had conversations within the community and with city leadership, and that idea has been met with positive and encouraging feedback, including interest expressed by several members of the city council who recognize the value that public art can bring to this space. Our goal is to contribute a piece of public art that enhances the park while reflecting the spirit of the community. We also believe this particular location within the skate park is especially well suited for a mural. The wall is highly visible, it's frequently photographed, and naturally integrated into the flow of the park. Yeah. Well, that's one rendering. Yeah, so I'll comment on this. A thoughtfully designed mural could help create a stronger visual identity for the space, complement the movement and creativity of skate culture, and provide an inspiring backdrop for both the local community and the many visitors who come to experience the park. But I do want to say that the placement of the mural would be easily seen by anybody walking the park. So maybe the video of, it's a really short video of me just going into Poods. Yeah, well, I open a gate. Hopefully you have that one. For those of you who may not be familiar with the space, the skate park includes 2 distinct areas: a large open skate plaza designed for skaters of all levels, and the gated Poods skate pool. Poods is named in honor of Ian Poods Berry, a beloved surfer and skater from Leucadia who passed away in 2012 at the age of 22. That was that one. Oh, was it? But I tried to turn off the sound when I sent it to you. No, it's just me opening a gate and then walking in. Oh, okay. The backyard-style bowl and fast pool design were dedicated to Poods and have since become an iconic destination within our community. So maybe the event one, the far, yeah, that one. It has been inspiring to watch both youth and adults skate at Poods. Last year, I had the thrill of witnessing Exposure Skate, recognized as the world's largest and longest-running women-focused skateboarding event. I've also seen numerous film shoots and social media productions take place there, some reaching more than 1 million views. In this, I took this shot when I was at the event, and the whole wall where you see exposure written, that's the wall I'm talking about. Our Encinitas Skate Park is not just a local recreation space, it is nationally recognized. Even that was news to me. I didn't realize how famous our Poods pool was. For those less familiar with skate culture, skateboarding was born in Southern California in the 1950s when surfers sought a way to surf on land, what was once known as sidewalk surfing. Today, it is a global, youth-driven subculture that reflects creativity, independence, and coastal identity, values deeply rooted in Encinitas. Skateboarding made its Olympic debut at the Tokyo Games in 2020, and it will return as a core sport at the 2028 Summer Olympics. And I want to add in that Carlsbad Skate Park opened March 1976, and that was the first skate park to open anywhere, I think, on the planet. and now more than 24,000 parks we have, and that's growing. Let's see. Do you have the other two renderings? Okay. Okay. Given the consideration surrounding the donation of the mural that has not yet been created, we have taken the initiative to gather 3 strong concept renderings by artists who are either local or have long-standing ties to Encinitas and the skateboarding community. These concepts are being presented for your review and consideration. So this is one of them. This is Hannah Daly, who did the Lose Records mural. And so she's showing the wall incomplete at the very top, and then she's showing you, she's driving in on the components of that, of the whole wall. So that's one. And then I think you had Jim's up a second ago. You want to get out of this completely, sorry. Okay. Oh, that's okay. You just had it a second ago. Let's see. Concept 1 pool, that would be Jim McConaughey's. Yeah. So this is Jim McConaughey, who's famous for Encinitas iconic places. I thought it was super fun, super cool. I mean, the wall is so blah that anything on there is just going to make an amazing difference. And then Ron Lemons is in there somewhere. As we move forward with this mural donation proposal, I would respectfully request the formation of an ad hoc to review the submitted concepts and provide recommendations that can be brought back to the commission for final consideration and subsequently for council approval. In addition, because the skate park is such a meaningful and widely used community space, it would be valuable to include a brief public survey to gather input. This would help ensure the mural reflects the spirit, creativity, and voices of the community that uses and loves this park every day, while also providing a meaningful opportunity for one of these very talented artists. In your handouts, you'll find the application, the scope of the project, the proposed concepts, bio of the artist, statement of support. And that statement of support comes from the gentleman who brought us this idea, and I also included a really cool article from the LA Times did on them.
Did
So-
we see the third mural?
I guess not. Let me see if you can give you the bottom. I just want to mention to him. Do you see it printed? The 3?
We do have printed information about the artists, but we don't have a printed proposal.
There should be a printed proposal for the whole scope of the project.
We also don't have the images of the proposed artworks in our packets. There's,
Oh, man. Huh. I think I saw it at the bottom of, when you first brought it up. Okay, so you saw Hannah's and you saw Jim McConaughey's. You don't have this one?
no, we don't have any of them in our packet. Mhm.
No, the packets were out before we got them.
But those images can easily be emailed to us. It's not a problem. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. I don't know
And
that.
as well as the proposal, the application. there.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
I do want to thank you for your time and your consideration and your continued support for the arts. And any other questions that maybe Naima or I can answer is great.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Brenda.
Yeah.
Maybe what we'll do is just go down the line and see if any commissioners have questions or comments, and then I'll talk about next steps.
Okay.
Hi there.
Hi.
It's Brenda
Brenda
Duzon.
Dizon.
Dizon. It's nice to meet you. Thanks. I was wondering about. I noticed that there's also some smaller space. Would it be able to pull up a picture again of a?
It's kind of like a terrace.
Yeah. Okay, so
Those
I
are
noticed.
benches, yeah.
This is perfect.
Okay, so what I notice is, okay, on the far left, would there be a possibility to do something with that wall, and also maybe on the other side too, the smaller
So
side?
there are a lot of walls.
Oh, okay.
And there's walls on the outside too that maybe in the future that could also.
So you just want
happen.
to concentrate on just this
But
one little
this
wall?
wall is the
This
main wall. Mhm.
One at a time or something?
Yeah,
Oh,
and this
okay.
wall is 5.5 feet by about 79 feet. It's big.
Because I think it would be really nice to have I don't know. I guess I'm going to take a walk this weekend.
Do.
Or next
I'll meet
weekend.
you over there.
And see it, although I'm not a skateboarder. But anyway, I would like to see it, to visualize it. And if you say that it goes all the way around, I would like to see what it would potentially look like
I
with
think
something all the way around.
So there is some fencing, but you will easily see the skate plaza, which is huge. You have to walk out of that plaza and go behind to get to, and open the gate to get into the pool area. But it's really pretty cool.
Beverly, did you have a question?
Thank you so much. I'm familiar with all three artists, and they're all fabulous local artists, and I love the wall and what you're doing, so thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, love the idea of having mural in the skate park, of course. How did you select the artists that are being considered?
So the artists, like I was mentioning, they either have big ties to Encinitas and or the skate community. Jim McConaughey's well known for many Encinitas images, and he isn't so well known for murals, but I thought his concept was brilliant and really fits very well. Ron Lemon has a long history of being involved in the skate culture, and he is a big-time artist doing really big projects with like Pixar and Sony and state-of-the-art everything. So he was kind of an easy choice. And then Hannah, after doing Lose, was like, I think it would be nice to get a concept from you. I do want to mention that all of these artists are fine artists, and each one of them mentioned to me that they normally wouldn't produce something like this without being paid. And I did actually reach out to a couple other fine artists that are very well known, and they said they would not. So I think when you're thinking about fine artists coming up with this kind of scope, we're very lucky to have had these three.
So just to clarify, was this a donation by the artist of the mural? Like an unpaid donation?
Oh, no.
No, okay.
No, there's going to be a fundraising.
Gotcha.
Right.
And so Encinitas Friends of the Arts selected these particular artists by invitation?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Here's me at Poods on Friday. I'm there a lot. And I think it's a great idea. I think that it would be it would probably be a good idea to talk to some of our local legendary photographers, Grant Britton, Dave Swift, a couple of these guys that are actually capturing the images of people skating this bowl.
Yeah.
Just to, obviously not get their blessing, but, if we have these concepts, like there's so many images coming out of this bowl literally every single day, to talk to Grant, to talk to Dave and just say, hey, this is the idea. And again, not that they would have like a sway on the decision making, but you would want to work with those artists as well, just to make sure that the images behind it aren't clashing with the images that are being created in this area. But I feel like, this is such a great, it's such a great area because
Yeah.
everybody's condensed in here, and you have literally, when I'm there, we call it adult swim.
Yeah.
It's all grown-ups
I
early
hear
in the
the
morning
music.
on Fridays. And then you go here in the afternoon, and it's, bunch of 40, 50, 60-year-old
60,
guys
yeah,
and girls in
yeah,
there
yeah.
shredding alongside 10-year-old kids, so it having these concepts, and like I'm looking at this right now, and it definitely does speak to Encinitas, but this is also a really it's a experts only type of bowl, and so I feel like the tone of this particular mural should match kind of the action that's going in on there.
Do you want to hear something funny?
Yes.
I talked to two pros, I'm not going to name them. And when they looked at, I shared the renderings, I showed them. I showed parents, I showed skate coaches, everybody's lost their minds over it. The two pros said, I don't know if I'd want pros looking at me while I'm skating.
Pros like on the wall.
Like Ron Lemons or or even Hannah's. It was very odd. I never expected that comment. But I think, I think all the artists are so amazingly talented, and I'm sure that they would work with whatever, consensus that there was.
Yeah,
I
like that
never
they're local.
expected
Yeah,
that.
local, and Ron Lemon especially is so connected to skating.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that the area would be closed for a certain time.
They'd have to close off, I'm sure, from that sitting bench up.
Yeah, you
You know,
could probably
the
still
second
skate
bench,
while they're
the
working.
second bench.
Maybe.
I think they could still skate while they're working. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, especially the older guys get a little grumpy when they close the bowl. So
Yeah.
timeline would have to go fast. I think it's awesome. Yeah.
I'm sure you have Ron Lemons in there. I just, Dave, is there a way to go, when you showed me the menu and I said, oh, the concept one, that would have been Jim's, remember? It showed up on like a list. It was like a list. Okay, let me see. Yep, I think it's,
Earlier.
it might be. The 790 won't open? Shoot, that's probably it. And the 87, 86? Oh, shoot. So that was Ron's, the one that's not opening. Darn it. Okay, I'll make sure that you have it immediately.
Oh,
as
yeah,
quickly
thanks.
as possible. Yeah.
Vicki, did you have any?
Yeah.
We'll just kind of go down the line.
Hi, Brenda.
Hi.
Amy, good to see you guys. This is so exciting, and we have nothing up there, so let's at least get something on the screen, Dave. Can we see one of the pictures? Until we're done. My initial thought is similar to what Chris said, is as a visual designer, I love this idea, but I also think if they're willing to work with the design team to slightly modify it, just to make sure. This is what I do every day, all day as a creative director, working, and so maybe neutralizing some maybe less poinsettias. I don't know what it is, but
Right.
at least having some sort of not this is it 100%, but we'll work if they're willing to work. I think that that's such an awesome opportunity, and there would be foolish not to take you up on it, on this generous work that you've already started. So
They're all excited.
yeah, it's very exciting, and I really appreciate the idea of working with them to create something that is uniquely Encinitas, and it will be part of the collection that we have in our city. It's so exciting.
I just want to say something to Chris real quick. I think in Hannah's proposal, she mentions 2 photographers as part of her commission that she's going to share with them or pay them. So there might be 2 photographers there that you recognize.
This is Hannah's we're looking
That's
at right now?
Hannah's.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, this would be Grant Britton. And
Yeah, it's
I
Grant
believe
Britton.
Dave, yeah.
As soon as you said that, I thought,
Yeah.
oh, that's Hannah's, one of her photographers that she worked with.
This could be the newest, coolest wall in town.
For sure.
Yeah. Thank you so much. This is so exciting, and I really appreciate all the work that's already gone into this. This is going to really make a big difference for that area. I live pretty close by too, so I walk by it a lot. And another thing, I think it's not only great to have the final selected artwork on the skate park, but I think it's a great way to get recognition for all of these artists. So
Yeah.
great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. Yeah, I second all of that. I'm really grateful to have all of those comments and input. There's always a multitude of things that you don't think of, even when you're so excited about something, and then so it's really great to share it broad and wide. And also with such a high-profile location, it's just such a great opportunity, getting 1 million views. Put Encinitas on the map with the Olympics coming up, and also I think we have a mural program work item on our work plan, and it's the press that could be around this, the event planning that could happen around something like this could really be a kickoff to celebrating not only these artists in this space, but also, opening up a call for artists for various places throughout Encinitas. And so it would be a very, exciting affair. I do want, so the next steps would be exactly that, to form an ad hoc, have them discuss, review, speak to whoever they need to. I would suggest that whatever ad hoc be formed tonight come back for our April meeting with a formed recommendation that the full commission would vote on. And then that recommendation goes forward to City Council, and then they have the final say. And before we form an ad hoc committee, I just want to provide some context so that we're all everyone in the room and listening is starting from a shared understanding. So there are several ways that the city can acquire public art, and this is laid out in the public art policy, which we hope to update in the coming year, but through gifts, donations, loans, commissions, unsolicited proposals. And over the past year, we have received 2 mural proposals presented as donations. And again, while our public art policy outlines a process for those donations, applying that framework to murals has created some just kind of confusion and inconsistency. This project is so different from that. You guys you've put so much work in over the year. I'm not worried about that. Nonetheless, I just wanted to put on public record that the reality is that we don't have a clear precedent for kind of a defined pathway to place murals on public property. And this, again, is so great because this is an opportunity to recognize that and get all of our ducks in a row and come up with a policy and a program that works. And kind of paves the way moving forward so projects like this can happen really easily and without unnecessary work. I was trying to think about it, and I was like, I think of this as less of a donation and more as an unsolicited proposal for a funded public art commission in the form of a mural. That wants to be, funded by the EFA, which is extraordinary, especially for this level. Anyway, I just wanted to say that and have everyone know. Mm-hmm.
I had a question. When you send us the banners, can you tell us, like, is it going to be painted on? Are these going to be photographs on vinyl and just stretched across?
It's
like-
not going to be a wrap. It will be paint.
Okay.
Paint is the most vibrant.
I love paint.
I know
All
you do.
in.
And then some sort of coating that protects it, obviously. But
Right.
And there just, I will get, and there are stipulations in the policy and in city policy as far as who upkeeps it, and what happens when a mural is damaged, and vice versa. But that
Right.
doesn't
And
have
we
to
were
be discussed
trying to be
tonight.
mindful of the city's obligation for maintenance after everything's said and done. So we're very mindful of that. You know, right now the wall does get tagged. I think mostly in chalk, though. It always seems like it's cleaned up pretty fast. But we all know that murals deter that, so should hopefully less maintenance.
Jennifer?
Just thought of another thing. Can you pull up, I know that these are just like kind of proposals, but can you pull up the one, again, the picture of the one that with the boathouses and stuff like that?
That's the concept one.
I know that these are the ones that you've showed us are like suggestions or something.
I only have 3 renderings, but these
yeah.
artists spent
So
many, many hours.
you mentioned about the flowers. There's a lot of poinsettia flowers and stuff like that. And like that particular one has all the standard icons, the boathouses, the big Encinitas sign, the fellowship monument there, and palm trees and stuff. Since this is coming before the arts, and another thing that's very important in this town is the arts, obviously. So I was thinking of where would anything, I don't know, other than the visual icons, what else can be portrayed for the arts on there? Like, because we have the Pacific View Arts Center. I'd like to have that Pacific View Arts Center become an icon, so.
I think that's all work that the ad hoc can do, and there's been so much work done. And also, I think, having a mural on such a high-profile wall is supporting arts and the artist, and we don't have to be so literal about having to. Also, murals aren't advertisements, and so we don't want to advertise certain things. This is skate culture is creative culture, and so I think that will be reflected no matter what artist gets chosen. Okay, so I would, unless there's any other comments, I would just go ahead to form an ad hoc. Are there any more comments or questions?
Okay, so I'll make sure that you get clean copies of the
Oh, yeah.
renderings. But thank you so much. We're so excited.
Yeah, I think we're all very excited too. Sometimes the doing of it brings the energy down, but I think this is super cool and an example of what should be done. And once again, this is the second the second offering that the EFA has made. So thank you. It's an exciting time. So let me propose some language, and then I want your help getting it right. So because we have to do a motion, something like create. A motion to create an ad hoc to form a recommendation to accept or amend the EFA's proposal to fund the commissioning of a mural on the wall of Pood Skate Park in Encinitas, and to bring this recommendation back to the April 6, 2026 Commission for the Arts regular meeting. Does that cover? I think that covers everything. And I think this ad hoc is just going to be formed to do that. And then again, another ad hoc will need to be formed to work on a mural program, which is something separate in a way, even though there's a huge Venn diagram there. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Any change to that language? Jamie, did you get that?
I can re-listen to the meeting.
Do you want me to read it again?
You can restate it one more time.
Sure. Create an ad hoc, so a motion to create an ad hoc to form a recommendation to accept or amend the Encinitas Friends of the Arts proposal to fund the commissioning of a mural on the wall of Pood Skate Park in Encinitas, and to bring this recommendation back to the April 6, 2026 Commission for the Arts regular meeting. Okay.
I'll second.
So we just voted on the motion, but we haven't actually voted to form the ad hoc yet. Mm. Okay, well, that will be the language, and then we'll do another vote for who's on it. Does that work?
Let the record show the motion, what your verbiage was, to create an ad hoc has passed with all commissioners voting yes. Okay.
Thank you. Who's interested in being on this ad hoc? Chris Cote and Carla.
I'm interested, but I think I have a conflict of interest
Uh-huh.
with one of the artists. So
Okay.
I'm going to abstain.
Anybody else? Okay. So we'll make a motion to have Commissioner Cote and Commissioner Romer as the ad hoc just mentioned. I am very tempted to hop on it, but I'm busy. This is spring break month.
Can you repeat who's going to second that motion?
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Let the record show that the motion to create an ad hoc with members Commissioner Romer and Commissioner Cote passes with all commissioners voting yes.
Thank you, and well done.
This would be my first ad hoc, right up my alley.
Stay with what you're comfortable with.
Yeah,
Just in the
there you
beginning.
go.
Just in the beginning. All right. So we will move on to action item 8C31. These are city council directed items on our work plan. And the first has to do with Pacific View Art Center. I think we can kind of run through these updates very quickly. The ad hoc has been working on it. We've been meeting with a lot of people. We have meetings with council members scheduled. We met with Dave. And we're just very excited. We're excited, and that's ongoing work. Anything to add? No. Okay. And then the next item for goals and policies, same thing. We've actually, Commissioner Romer especially has really stepped up, and we've turned the list. Oh, this is actually an important announcement. I think everyone is aware, but we were going to have a second public workshop. We held a public workshop last year to invite public input that was really successful about goals for the arts and culture policy moving forward for the Encinitas general plan. And from that meeting, we got a list of goals and points underneath them. We met as an ad hoc. Carla did a lot of work to turn that into some policies that would be able to fit into the general plan. I've reached out to Gail Goldman, who is a consultant, a public art policy consultant out of La Jolla, who's started public art policy stuff way back when in Southern California. And she was generous enough to review those. And so we're going to meet with council members and review it, and then we will bring it back next month for the full commission to discuss, review, and then hopefully vote to send to council as a recommendation.
I have a question. Are we still meeting next week?
So, that's exactly what I was going to say. Sorry, thank you. We are not, so we decided that we didn't need to have a second policy workshop. Sorry, I thought that staff had reached out to everyone to notify them. All right, and then we will move on to action item 8C34, work plan outcomes. So every year, again, we have a work plan we work on it. Good night, ladies. Thank you. And then each year we draft a list of outcomes that we will then present to City Council. So I've asked all of the ad hocs to come prepped with language, and it's a good way to really look at all of the work we've done, get excited for the year ahead, and at the same time, it's a little laborious because I believe we have to. Do we have to vote on everyone or just total? Total. Okay, that's great. So if you can pull up, if you go to the agenda and then open up the work plan and you hit documents and then you view document for the new commissioners. And we will start with goal number 1 under arts advocacy. And instead of reading through each stated goal, I think we'll just go ahead and read our outcomes. So for Cultural Tourism Committee, is everyone ready for this? Yep. Okay. Commissioner, I was an alternative, so I'll go ahead and do that. Commissioner Hebert attended all but 2 meetings, with Chair Fox attending on November 6th of 2025, and Commissioner Fader attending on February 5th, 2026. We gave commission updates reported back to the commission, and Commissioner Hebert joined the Art Placement Subcommittee. For number 2, we didn't have an ad hoc for assist and advise with potential outside funding opportunities. I think we can just say I think we can restate that goal as a sentence, as a statement. So we assisted and advised with potential outside funding opportunities to support yada, yada, yada. Number 3, and Jamie, just let me know if I'm going too fast on this one. Okay. So this number 3, I believe Commissioner Romer has.
We ready? So the ad hoc conducted in-depth research, including expert interviews, consultations with city council members and staff, meetings with multiple members of the public, and a review of comparable arts facilities and programs. These efforts identified strategic opportunities to activate the outdoor campus and enhance Pacific View Art Center's public impact, programming, and operations to better serve as a vibrant community creative hub. The ad hoc is currently in the process of creating a formal recommendation for the full commission to vote on, to bring to City Council. So to vote on likely in April or May 2026.
Okay, thank you. And we don't have to be too mindful of Jamie typing like a speed demon, because she's just going to listen later. All right, so number 4, subject to City Council direction, being designated as a cultural district. I think this is one the city decided not, so this is not part of the outcome yet, but the city decided not to move forward with applying to be a cultural district this time with the state, but is in discussion as to how to maybe self-designate or what language to use. So we're hoping that will be part of that again next year. So the outcome, Robin, do you want to take a stab at the outcome?
I just wanted to add that when I attended the Cultural Tourism Committee meeting, there was a lot of discussion about a cultural loop. And we did kind of discuss in that meeting potentially putting that work on our work plan. Yeah.
So okay, so I'd say we made our, can someone take over here for a sec? Think this one through.
As far as the outcome?
Yeah.
I think it was just what you said. The city decided that the official designation to pass on that, but to pursue the cultural loop self-designation.
Maybe we can say the outcome is, given that the city passed on applying for state mandated to become a cultural district, that no ad hoc was formed.
No.
So now ad hoc is formed, but we're looking forward.
Great.
So no work was actually done because the city didn't
Yeah.
complete the application.
There it is.
You can look up, like on the minutes, there's a nice explanation. You can copy and paste that from the minutes, the last
I
minutes.
think we can just decide no work was done because of the city's decision. Sorry, this is I was going to try to look at all of this today, but I was prepping the rest. All right, so number 5, Morakovitz or Romer, you have that outcome?
I can do something if you want to change it. I just have the ad hoc invited and coordinated presentations from experts to share insights relevant to multiple work plan goals.
Great. Number 6, under arts education.
The ad hoc conducted research on featured artist programs, examining program structures, artist selection, and public benefits. This analysis is guiding ways to possibly integrate a similar program at Pacific View Arts Center.
Fabulous. We'll move on to public art, number 7. So the sculpture loan program. I'll read that one. The ad hoc met with a local survey methodologist and insights expert to gather public input, designed a new jurying criteria and mission statement for the program, and recommended adoption of those and other program changes to make the program more artist-friendly, reflect cultural values, and be based in best fit. All recommendations were approved by City Council in 2025. And then number 8 for the mural, I think we can say,
You're on number 7.
yes, number 7, the mural. So it's city-funded sculpture loan program, and then under privately funded is research the feasibility of funding a city mural program. I think we can say we were before we say what we're going to say, we were waiting to have the sculpture loan program considered by council, and that got postponed multiple times. So we waited to do any work on the mural program because we were going to use the work that we did for the sculpture loan program, which was very much about public art in general versus the specifics of the sculpture. That we were going to use that as kind of a prototype or model to base a mural program on. So that one, I can say we didn't work on that one. No ad hoc was formed. And then under public art for the asphalt, Vicki has one.
I was a part of this commission. The commission members met and researched both permanent and temporary asphalt art programs. These efforts identified opportunities, and an ad hoc will bring a recommendation to the April commission for a commission vote.
Great. Moving on to number 8, performing arts. Jennifer, do you have an update for that, an outcome?
Sure. The ad hoc made recommendations to city staff for a 2026 event. However, the piano concerto competition event was paused.
And moving on to number 9, under visual arts, Fader or Morakovitz?
I don't believe any work was done on this particular part of the work plan because we just didn't have a chance to collaborate with staff.
Sounds good.
I could say some anecdotal recommendations have been made to staff sharing artists through single email. I don't know how you can say that, but there has been some correspondence.
Great. I don't think the mode of correspondence really matters as far as the outcome, so that's great. You can just say the recommendations were made, period. And then for number 10, for the visual arts selection panel.
I participated in the jurying of one group of selections during this year.
I participated in all of the jury selections. There were two with the panel and the case. Because I did like two different groups.
Right,
Okay.
right. But in one basic like jurying.
Oh, okay. That's what
Yeah.
I thought you were saying that you only did half of. So we served on the selection panel, reviewed all of the art submissions and rated the art and sent it back for staff to determine the placement of art throughout Encinitas.
Yes.
Okay. Number 11, what's the outcome for that?
I can say it. We met with students and had Zoom meetings for a few months and worked with staff to try and pull off a student art display, and there was not enough interest within the student community to get the product to kind of go off the ground. So not sure what the interest level is, but it was a pretty tough commission to sit there every 2 weeks on a Zoom call and have 3 or 4 kids not as much interest as the program would have needed to have this great response. So that's where it got canceled, I believe.
And so it sounds like an outcome would be an ad hoc was formed, you met with students, a program was discussed, and further programs may come from it.
Maybe.
Does that sound reasonable? Okay. For number 12, literary art, this was an ad hoc, I don't know why it's not on here, but the two commissioners, James Hebert and Niyati Kadakia, were on. I haven't heard from them about an outcome on this, but staff, do you have any, did that ad hoc work with you at all?
No.
Okay. So we'll just leave that one blank. And the Encinitas general plan, number 13.
Yeah. So it says here, October meeting prep only, but that's not correct.
Yeah, that
We can cross that off, I suppose.
yeah, that was original, and then we went back and we reformed an ad hoc for the continuing work on that plan. So that's not correct.
So the outcome would be the ad hoc organized and facilitated a public meeting to gather community input on arts priorities and needs. Commissioners also consulted a local public art policy expert and local insights consultant and reviewed best practices from other cities. This work shaped the creation of well-informed recommendations for City Council. That will be
Great.
coming soon.
Okay, so that completes our outcomes for the year. Thank you for the work that everyone did this past year, and also for putting those together so we could just run through those like that. And so, again, those will be submitted to council. And then we'll move. Do we need to vote on that now? No. Okay. So the next action item is the future work plan. So each year, usually in April, the chair and vice chair will draft a work plan for the year ahead, bring it to the full commission discusses it, and then we send it on to city council. That's usually a mixture of ongoing work, any new items that we feel the city should attend to, and then when it gets to council, or anything we want to take off. And then when it gets to council, they can edit, approve, or add whatever it goes. And this coming year, I'd say I've heard from staff that there's an effort to cull the work plans, streamline them, and also maybe reformat them as far as the timelines are concerned, which is something, my opinion is that we shouldn't have a work plan, but no. So we will, now Vice Chair Romer and I will draft that plan, but we're here as a discussion, and so maybe we'll go down the line, and if you want to share any thoughts as notes to us that we can put together, and then again, it will be open to a full commission discussion in April. So, Jennifer?
Okay, well, hey, ladies, knock yourselves out. I feel like I'm off the hook. So, so I was thinking of can we still email? What would be the proper way? Email one or both for if an idea comes to mind to consider for next month to put on as you work on drafting it this month.
I'd say ideally, we haven't discussed it because vice chair and chair hadn't been decided yet. But I would like to get it on the agenda for next month. So this is a good thing for new commissioners. Anytime you want to make attachments to the next month's agenda, they have to be submitted to staff 2 weeks prior to the agenda being put out, which is an interesting one because if you want attachments, you really only have 2 weeks to work on them, but you continue working throughout the month. So hopefully we will meet within the next 2 weeks. I'd say if you have any ideas that you want to get to us in the next 2 weeks, send them to Dave, and Dave can send them to us. Then we don't have to worry about Brown Act.
That works perfectly.
Okay.
Okay, so and I'm going to be meeting or talking with some key people and then getting some ideas. So I'm thinking about expanding upon the performing arts. If I can make a little suggestion to plant a seed of thought, to expand upon the performing arts, and so that means can take in consideration all the things that we've had visitors this year speaking about, about advocating for some kind of theater. So I think maybe that could finally be put on there, maybe at least just to start researching it. And also we've had people come to present about dancing. That's another performing arts medium. And expanding upon music. And also just saying as a suggestion, like for education, arts education, something to expand upon in the community, or in the broader community of arts education, such as, to bring more different types of classes and stuff like that, or different partnerships with the city. I don't know. I feel like since the time is now to speak up, I just speak up as much as I can. But I will email if something comes up or if I get some clearer ideas. But I just think expand upon the performing arts section.
Dave?
Thank you. I just would like the opportunity to share. If you're going to email me something that's specific for this, do me a favor, put in the title Commissioner for the Arts, so I know that gets a kind of attention grabbing to me. I see a lot of emails in a day. But if it's an idea that you want to share to the ad hoc, to follow the Brown Act, one, I won't edit. So if you send me something, I'm gonna forward it to the ad hoc, but I will take names off. So you just get a list going to the ad hoc. You won't get a name to it, but everything sent to me will go to the ad hoc.
Thank you for that. Okay. Beverly, do you have anything to add?
When the time comes, I'm interested in number 10 on the judging and the curating, and I'm really good at display, having had a business doing that for a long time, so that interests me.
Great. That one's almost sure to stay on, since that's a program, an annual program that's so successful, and the commission plays a big role on that jury. That's good to know.
I would suggest putting the cultural loop on the list, as well as maybe some updates or revisions to public art policy based on, the acceptance of the arts element for the general plan.
Thank you. Chris? Okay. Vicki?
I would just like to make sure that the asphalt art program stays in there, and maybe it is separated into permanent and temporary, with caveat that we want to make sure that anything that we paint into the sidewalk or on the streets is environmentally friendly.
Thank you. All right, that's awesome. Yep, Dave, you guys all have Dave's email. Also, I don't know that we all have each other's email now with new commissioners. I have all of your emails, but if you all want to exchange them, you can do that, again, just with big concern about Brown Act and all of that. But especially as ad hocs are formed, obviously you need to contact each other. Okay, so then we will move on to action item 8C1, which are simply, are there any updates that weren't made on any work plan items? I don't believe there are, but nope. Okay. So moving on to 9A, informational items and the cultural arts report.
I'm filling in for Pacific View today. First day to register for classes was today. Big crowds, especially at the community center going in to register. Most people today registering online. So we'll start to see how the numbers go. But we're excited for that. That's the spring class brochure, classes, but it also includes day camp. And last year, the Arts Day Camp was pretty much a sellout throughout. So for those out there seeing this who want to have a child they want to put in the summer Arts Day Camp, might want to do that as soon as possible. Looking at classes for this week at the Arts Center, I thought it was interesting. We have 10 classes going on Thursday, which is a good one-day number of classes. We're excited to see that happen. And that is my report for today.
Thank you.
And to give you an update on our calendar, we have our successful Wednesdays at noon program that has been selling out. We've had to turn some people away. Nobody was disgruntled, though, because it was such a great show. They were thrilled to see that the musician had such a good turnout. So coming up, we have the incredible Redwood Trio. So if you're a fan of Beethoven and Brahms, get your seats early this Wednesday at noon at the Encinitas Library. Also coming up, we continue our Ocean of Poetry. We start March 15th with George Yatshishin, and he is a local poet. Well, he's from Santa Barbara, but close enough. And he will come and give a reading, and then it is an open reading setting, so you can sign up to read. I have witnessed this event, and it really is moving and inspiring, and it's donation-based also. So that's Sunday, March 15th. And then we also have our successful Music by the Sea concert program continuing on March 20th with Vanessa Fountain, who is a harp player. We only have 3 tickets left, or we did have as of the beginning of this meeting, so I anticipate that that has sold out also. But the program continues for 3 more concerts after that. And then we have our regular commission meeting coming up again April 6th.
Thank you. So exciting. Did you have a question? No. And yeah, so we'll move on to 9C department updates.
Thank you. I kind of slid it back into it. I know the tickets are going to be sold out. I can't wait to go to the harp concert because it talks about tying in the jazz and in the rock. I can't wait to see this done. I'm very excited for it. I wish I could tell you there's enough tickets for everybody to go, but there's not. But we appreciate that too. That means our customers are coming, and there could not be better. As a director, I'll always be selling, so I'm going to share a out-of-the-box art opportunity for the public to be involved. There's a public meeting on March 10th at 6 o'clock for the native plant demonstration garden. Now, that's more on the park side typically, it's planting, but come on, native demonstration garden, a little to the arts, what it's going to look like. This would be a conversation talking about what those plants will be, how that will be designed as part of some Leucadia Oaks. Definitely reaching out to the neighborhood, but also anybody interested in that would like to come. That's on March 10th at 6 o'clock here at City Hall. So we appreciate that opportunity. We want you to come. Like I said, classes are really getting to go on top of class registration being available. I'm excited about that Thursday and having 10 classes going. So a lot of things happening in the department, a lot of things happening in arts. It's very exciting. If you're in the poetry, the Ocean of Poetry, that's our 3rd event, is very popular. It's an opportunity to do something different. It's not always you look of arts and it's painting or it's drawing or this. Like, it touches all different things, and this is a great opportunity. And we hope this program to continue to grow, and this lead into more classes at the Arts Center in this area also. And that is my report for the day.
Thank you. I have a question. I know the arts manager position closed on February 22nd, and then next steps are?
I did not mean to hide that. I promise. It's right here. So yes, the position has had, the applications process has come to an end. Discussions and I would say interviews with the job recruiter at this point. Then those discussions will come to staff. That will happen toward the end of this month, and then we will look to start the more formal interview process end of this month and into April. And there may be a discussion of how we can tie this in and get support from the Commission of the Arts.
Yeah, there is precedent that the Commission of the Arts has been involved when past arts managers have been interviewed and decided upon, so that would be great. We really welcome participation in that. And it's really exciting. It's such an amazing position. And I don't know if this is the time too, but I don't know, I think I missed the moment to ask you to send each of us a copy of the public art policy for the work ahead.
It totally fits here. You're
Okay,
totally good.
okay, good.
So what do we want to send?
Well, it has to do with the next 2 items as well, but I'd like you to send, right now, just a freestanding document of the public art policy in, PDF form or whatever. And then also the templates needed for item 10 and 11. So a commission member initiated agenda item, that there's a template that you fill out. And this is just to educate and review for all of us, but educate our 2 new commissioners this is, if there's something that's not on the work plan or not on our agenda that you would like to bring to be discussed, you can place it on the agenda by filling out this template and giving it to staff, again, 2 weeks prior to the agenda being posted, not 2 weeks prior to our meeting. Is that correct, or 2 weeks prior to the meeting? Which would you prefer?
Well, the sooner the better makes life
Easier.
easier for us to get it all put in place. 2 weeks before is fine. 2 weeks before the meeting.
Before the meeting,
We
okay.
can make that happen.
That's great.
But if it's sitting there and you've got your draft and you're ready to go 3 weeks before, go ahead and send
All the
that.
better.
Yes.
And number 11 is a future agenda item added by a commission. This is something different. So if you want a report from staff on something that you feel is vital to the work that we're doing, then you would fill out this template and same thing, get it to Dave. I would stress that we should use this one judiciously because it is a lot of work for staff to put together a report, and they are required to do it. And so it's an absolute great tool to have. We have used it in the past. But having those templates just easy at hand rather than every time we need them having to email you guys, that would just help things run more smoothly this year.
We can make that happen.
Thank you. And then we move, so we'll move on to number 10, the commission member initiated agenda item. I don't believe we have any.
There are none.
And number 11.
There are none.
Thank you. And then we move on to number 12, which is the commissioner's reports. This is just a chance to go down the line. If there's anything that anyone wants to share, an event they've been to or is coming up that you're aware of, these are just brief open areas that you can share things. We cannot ask each other questions. We cannot discuss it. This is not that. But so you know what? I will start off tonight, which is that I did get the brochure for the Arts Parks and Recs, and I marked it up, and I've looked at it multiple times, and I was 8 a.m. sweating at my computer this morning, signing up for summer camps, first time ever. And I do really appreciate, Dave, you did share that you were putting out a Pacific View Art Center brochure. And that is really exciting and I think very important. Marketing Pacific View over the coming years is going to be a major push from this commission and from everyone. So I think that's a great step.
Just so, if I could, yes, we'll make that happen. Yes, that's a goal. No, you are not going to see it for the summer. We're looking for the fall. But yes, I think that's a great opportunity in marketing.
Thank you. Okay, who would like to go next?
I would just like to share that I am taking a class at Pacific View. It's been very exciting. I'm one of the Thursday classes, and yeah, it's been great. An oil painting class with Luigi. There is room. It's ongoing. So if anybody else is interested, you can sign up.
Can I jump on Carla's share? So thank you, because that reminded me of another thing to share. So in the classes for the spring, it's only a spring thing. 20% off if you bring somebody to a class for both the person taking the class and the person who brought them. And it's only in the arts, an arts class geared toward Pacific View, an opportunity to attend a class and to bring somebody along. So thank you.
Great, let's share that. Any other commissioner report?
Excited to check out the Ocean of Poetry events. We are actually going to be, I will be covering Darius Degger, who is one of the poets in the next issue of Encinitas magazine. So it's cool to see that synergy coming together. I think poetry is underrated as an art form. So I think that's a great way to spread that art via those events. So that'll be a fun one to see.
I'd actually just like to pop in there one more time. Encinitas magazine, I heard from Chris that the current edition had all about art galleries in the city. And so that was exciting. I wanted to check that out. And I went and checked out, and it is actually the city's visual arts program that was highlighted only. So it was the galleries here at City Hall, the galleries at the library, and the galleries at the community center. And so thank you for running that. And also, it is true that those are formidable art spaces to see really good art here in our city. So thank you to staff for all the work that you do on that. Are there any other commissioner reports? Oh yeah, Jennifer?
I don't know. I'll just, it's just same thing, making music every single day. A lot of fun. That's what I do from work, if you want to say work. It's play. I signed up for a class, drumming class, but I had to stop because I've developed tennis elbow, not from tennis. But I'm thankful of a worker over at the PVAC has been giving me some tips on my new little acquisition. I have a MIDI controller, and so I'm learning some more of that because I apply that at my work and for fun.
Great. Okay, so we are going to adjourn a meeting before 7, which I'm just letting you know that you got off easy. We can't extend them long, but we often extend them to 7:30 at 7:50, 7:48 in the evening. Thank you all so much. Really excited about the year ahead.